It is Monday, August 20th. It is day 2 and the final day of our Eastern North Carolina trip. Mike and Sonny here with you. We have had a very up and down day. I would say it was pretty down till later on in the evening. We started our adventure in New Bern, where we went to the Twin Rivers Mall, or the New Bern Mall, and we saw what we like to refer as mechanizing, aka Hall Story Gibson going in, ruining everything that we like about a mall, and putting in crappy dark carpet with mood lighting and pictures and the same paint everywhere. Boring. There was an old Kmart there, and Hall Story Gibson separated the Kmart from the mall. So literally, they just severed the tie between the mall and the Kmart, and now it's its own building. So yeah, you really can't tell much. The Kmart definitely is older because it still had the old the K, just a singular K with the Mart written in it as a label scar. It was one of those long, skinny Kmarts, definitely on the smaller scale. And the mall was not very exciting. The Belk was cool. We'll say the Belk was pretty neat, but that's really about it. Nothing very fancy there. We saw a Lowe's that is now a Gold's Gym and a Dollar Tree. Bizarre. And then we saw the other old Lowe's in town. There's three. There's two old Lowe's, and the third one is standing as a Lowe's currently. I think that was it for New Bern. So after New Bern, we had a really small town, didn't we? Washington. Yes, Washington, North Carolina. Yes. Not very exciting. There was supposed to be a mall there with a Belk, and the Belk was cool because it had an old garden center, but there was no more mall. The mall was demalled in 1999, and yeah, there was no mall. So we went in the Belk. It was actually a pretty nice Belk for a really small town, and yeah, the rest of the town, there was old roses, and we figured the mall at one point in time had a Kmart, and then we think the Kmart was removed in favor of Winn-Dixie when the mall decided to demall. And then, of course, we all know what happened with Dixie, and that is now a wiggly, and all the stores face the front. So Washington was a little bit of a downfall. Then we went to Greenville, North Carolina, the worst place on earth. Greenville sucks. No one can drive, no one can walk, no one can do anything. The traffic is terrible, it's under-retailed, and there's not enough space for everybody. Don't go to Greenville, it sucks. The Kmart there looks like one of the ones that's in Raleigh, where the big K is not on the facade at all. It's off the facade on the building itself. The facade looks like it's probably never been used before. If it has, it's been painted and redone. Not fun. The mall itself, I thought was pretty neat. Had an interesting looking JCPenney. It had a very interesting Belk shuffle. There was the original Belk, and then Belk moved, and then in that Belk became a Roses, and then Roses left, and that became Steve & Barry's, and now it's empty. And then there was a Sears, right? No, that mall wasn't with the Sears. I'm trying to remember the Profits. Brody's Profits? Yes. There's Brody's, and then that turned to Profits, and that turned into Belk Women and whatever the women and maybe it's just women. Oh, yes. And then inside it goes down a half a level. So there's a half escalator, and it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. You have to see the pictures. You have to see the pictures. It just goes down a little bit, and it was really cool inside. It was a really nice store inside. I mean, I would put it, A-class Belk women's. I mean, we didn't really go around the men's store, but the women's store was really, really nice. And then, of course, there was the original Belk, which is always a Belk, you think? Which is always a Belk. And then, I got all the anchors there, right? I got all the anchors here, yeah.
Talk about the Sears in Carolina East.
Oh, the Sears. Yes, the Sears that was at the other mall in Greenville well, it's the only thing left from that mall in Greenville. And it's detached, but they put this weird facade. I don't know, it's weird looking. I think they wanted to make it look nicer. Wasn't that fancy or special or anything, really. And they're building a new Dick's Sporting Goods there. Really nothing that fancy. Oh, the Kohl's replaced the Belk. Blah, blah, blah. There's no more mall there, so. After Greenville, we went to Tarboro. Yes, went to Tarboro. And downtown Tarboro is actually kind of nice. It's really quaint and old-timey. And I enjoyed it. 440 West. And we're going towards Raleigh right now. Tarboro. What the hell did we see in Tarboro? I don't know if I saw Tarboro. Oh, that was Tarboro. Gosh, why was I thinking that was something else? Tarboro. We have got something for you in Tarboro. I'm not going to tell you where this is. And if you want to figure it out for yourself, you're more than welcome to figure it out. Really? We want this?
It's actually faster.
Okay.
They don't tell you that.
Of course they don't tell you that. It's a DOT. There is a mall in Tarboro. Well, I guess there still is a mall, kind of. And it once had Belk, G.C. Murphy, and Kmart. The Belk and the Murphy is long gone, and we think the Murphy was replaced by a 3-screen cinema. Now, there was a Kmart there. The Kmart opened there, according to one source, in 1982. It was a 70s style Kmart with the label scar still had Kmart spelled out. Unreal. Unbelievable. Amazing. The Belk didn't really have any label scars on it. Now, while we were driving in the back of the mall, capturing some amazing photographs, we saw a man entering the mall with a key. So we watched the man enter the mall and followed him. Well, spied on him sitting in the parking lot. And I got to thinking, there was a sign on the door that says Cinema Open. Now, Sonny tried to open the doors to the mall, and of course they were locked, and we couldn't get in. But I said, well, the movies that are listed on the sign outside are recent. They were Glitter, Sparkle, Whitney Houston movie, and a kids movie, and the Unbreakable, the Sylvester Stallone new movie. Anyways, so I figured, well, they gotta be. Hey, Kroger's on. It's gotta be in the mall. So I did a little Googling and come to find out there is still a 3-screen movie theater in this mall, still operating, and they were having showings at 7 o'clock at night, Monday through Thursday, and then other times on the weekends. Well, 6 o'clock. So we waited around a little bit, 6:30 came, and voila, the doors were open. There's still a movie theater inside this mall. Sadly, the mall was blocked off with a tarp. But we saw the Kmart. Sadly, no label scar and no sign up, but you could tell it was Kmart. Wood paneling inside, it was pretty awesome. For an 80s Kmart, it was way behind the times. And the mall definitely was old. I mean, it looked old, 70s old. So, it is a mall that's never been covered, it has never been published, there's no pictures on the internet of it at all. So, if you want pictures, you're looking at the guy and the other guy who you can't see.
We have to go there yourself.
Yeah, or you have to go there yourself and figure out where it is. Because we're the ones that just actually Sunny discovered it, and I just took some pictures and drove there. So, yeah, that was pretty kick-ass. The Kmart was just the icing on the cake. From there, we had a haul ass to Rocky Mount, where we went to the mall in Rocky Mount. Golden East Crossing, what a crappy name. That once had a Sears, so if someone can tell me why the Sears left, I would appreciate it. It had a Belk, which used to be a Leggett. What?
We don't know for sure.
Oh, we're pretty sure. After some investigations inside. A J.C. Penney's exit.
No, North Hills Mall.
Oh. Going by North Hills Mall. Pennies. And we are 99% sure, well actually really 100% sure, Brody's
You're 100%.
was there, that turned to profits, then that got demolished in 2004, 2005, and built a Ross and a...
It wasn't demolished, I think they just reused that space.
Maybe they did reuse. Well, no, you're right, I'm wrong. They didn't demolish, they just took the front face off the whole thing and redid it. The whole back was still original.
They defaced it.
And they defaced it. How dare they deface it? They defaced it, and now they turned it into a Ross, a Bed Bath Beyond, and it was one of the smaller store there.
There was Best Buy, there's small shops.
Yeah. There was a Best Buy, which is one of the ones that closed. So, and it was really interesting inside. They didn't use the original entrance to the Profits. They took that away, and they made more mall space, and then they made the entrance to the Ross. And of course, the mall space they made is, well, empty. And the Bed Bath Beyond, that looks like a nice hotel. Target? Is that connected to the mall?
Yeah.
Well, I found another mall I'm gonna have to cover. And I'm sure it's been covered, but I want to go there because it has a hotel attached. And I love malls with hotels attached. Anyways, so Crabtree, yes, Crabtree Mall. We're going by. It's 11 o'clock at night. We can't stop. Back to the mall. Interesting mall. It was kind of like it was like there's four-cornered mall with the anchors. And in the middle was a working fountain, which I'll have that picture maybe after I get done with this video diary on Sky City. It was a pretty neat mall, had some pretty neat aspects to it, and you should check it out. The Sears ended up going across the street as a dealer's hometown store with a new lowercase logo. And then we went to Kmart, which is a 90s Kmart, and then after Kmart, we hauled ass. No. Oh, yes. I put a picture on Sky City, and as of right now, we don't know what it is for sure. I have a deep suspicion it was Ames. Now, somebody else thinks it was a Woolco, which is both possible. I have a strong suspicion it was Ames in Rocky Mount. The picture is on there. Hopefully it's figured out by now when you're viewing this, and if it's not, please let me know if you know. If you've ever been to Rocky Mount, you know anybody's been to Rocky Mount, please let me know if it is or isn't an Ames. That would really make my day. Even if it was a Woolco, that would really make me happy. And if it's neither, well, I'm still interested. It could be a Hetchinger's. I'm not It's one of the three. I think it's Ames though, using my Ames expertise. Last video's now 15 minutes long. And then we hauled ass again to our final destination. Where Wilson. The Wilson Mall.
Parkwood Mall originally.
And Hull Story Gibson, ruining another mall. Inside, your crappy lighting, your crappy carpet, your crappy paint. Yeah, you basically have. Do I need this?
Yeah.
West. You have a JCPenney, which has not really got renovations inside. We all know what happened there. But it was nice inside, but a little nervous. Interesting enough, this store has the new JCPenney logo on an awning. Which we'll have pictures of that for you. It's not a very good picture because it was 8:30 at night. The inside had, I would say the vacancy rate was probably 60%. Bad. Terrible. Just at least 60% vacancy. So, very disappointed in that. The Roses was in a Belk. And guess what that Belk had? Let me get my bell bottoms, because we're going disco fever. We'll have those pictures for you. And Roses inside a Belk. Imagine Roses in a Belk. It doesn't make any sense, does it? No. The mall had a Sears. Had a Sears. And if someone can tell me when that Sears left and why, I'm sure I know the why, so maybe just the when, I would appreciate that. And it also had a massive Kroger. With a fuel center too. Huge store. I mean, it was just.
It's over 60,000.
60,000 plus square feet. It was just massive. Of course, it was empty and abandoned, and no one has reused it. Of course, Harris Teeter moved like 5 minutes down the street instead of taking the freaking Kroger spot. Thank you, Harris Teeter, but I still love your subs. So that was a little disappointing to see. The mall inside is just depressing. It had fountain, had planters, the mall was just absolutely ruined, and yeah, you ruined another one. Pretty much after that, that was it. We saw a old Harris Teeter, and we saw an old Walmart, and
We saw the new where Belk moved.
We saw where Belk went, the new Target, and lastly, a label scar that Sonny thought was a Kmart, so I immediately pulled over and looked, because when you say Kmart, my ears percolate. It was a Farm Fresh. There was a Farm Fresh in the former Winn-Dixie in one of the plazas over in Wilson. And with that was a Hobby Lobby, we think was a Lowe's, that did not have the pointy facade top, which I've been looking for forever. We don't know for sure, but I'm 99% sure it was. So, or it could have been a Hetchinger's, I'm not sure. So, or maybe Old Home Depot, but I don't know what Old Home Depots look like, so I really can't say. And that was it. That is what we covered a lot. That was a lot. A lot of the roads that we took were boring and tiring and boring and just blah. It's a very blah. Eastern North Carolina is boring, and it's just very boring. But a very good trip, a very fun trip. We covered a lot of Eastern North Carolina. We have not gotten to places like Fayetteville, we did not get to. And we also did not get to Elizabeth City or Wilmington or
Banks.
what's the one in the upper corner there? No. No. Not Virginia. It's right near Virginia. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Whatever. But we didn't cover the northeastern realm. That's for another day, and we didn't cover the real south part of it either, but that's also for another day. Hilton Head I may be covering soon. But yeah, awesome. Always have some awesome stuff. I will get those pictures up on Sky City, or you may already be looking at them or have looked at them. Hopefully you've been enjoying the pictures. I will be putting, Sunday and I will be putting up stuff probably throughout the next couple weeks or next couple months. And maybe we won't be putting up those pictures of that mall with the Belk and the Kmart. Because...
Did you see the name of that mall?
I did not say the name of that mall.
Are we going to?
I'm not going to say the name of that mall. Because we have discovered it and we don't want anyone else going there yet. Sorry, when you drive 5 hours to go see a dead mall, and you spend all the gas money and buying a lot of Mexican food, you don't really want to share your secrets quite yet. But we will share it. Once we reveal the photos, we will share it because this mall, again, has never been covered, and it is totally awesome. So you guys will enjoy that, and hopefully you can help us out on a few pictures. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I am signing off, and I will be back with you. Hopefully, I have had to reschedule my Johnson City, Bristol, Wytheville trip because I'm an idiot, but I am probably replacing it with a trip to southern Atlanta / Macon / possibly Statesboro / Savannah / Hilton Head, potentially. And if that happens, you will be seeing me once again for another sparkling edition of Road Trip Diaries. And who knows who might be with me next. I mean, I'm going down Macon. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the guys down there, Edric and Riggs. Come on now, you could be a part of this fast-growing YouTube channel with me and my Acura RSX. So I will see you then.